Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with a new meta Mega Knight deck that is creating chaos at top ladder. Usually, professional players have no issues defending Mega Knight, but the number 94 player in the world is beating the best players in the game easily. In addition to having to worry about the Mega Knight jumping all over the towers, opponents are terrified of flying machines locking onto towers, Golden Knights dashing through 10 different things to hit the tower, Mother Witch spawning a never-ending swarm of piggies, and Royal hogs relentlessly attacking the tower. This deck stresses even the best players out, and when opponents aren't thinking clearly and are stressed out, they might spam a little bit too much, which will go headfirst into your Mega Knight, Fisherman to activate King Tower, or Zappies to stun and stifle any push. If you don't have Golden Knight, use Bandit or Royal Ghost instead. It's time to jump onto some towers, turn everything we can see into a pig, and assert dominance. Subscribe to the channel to stay connected for all of the daily videos. Lots of love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to make all the daily videos possible. Thanks to Samsung for sponsoring today's video. The Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 is uniquely customized, featuring accelerated performance to the CPU and GPU, making it the fastest Snapdragon ever. With an extremely high frame rate, it makes gaming on mobile super smooth. With the new adaptive display features, you're never gonna have to sacrifice comfort for clarity ever again. Whether you're out in the sun or gaming on your phone with the lights off, the adaptive vision booster will make sure your screen adapts to your environment, keeping the contrast looking awesome so you can game with ease and reduce the eye strain in low light conditions. And there's massive improvements to the cooling system, which means no more phone overheating during long gaming hours. And with a battery life of 5,000 mAh, you can play all day. Long battery life is a major W for me. There's also a built-in S Pen. You can eject it from the bottom to take notes, sketch, or edit content with the precision and control from your phone. The new Samsung S23 Ultra is one of the best phones for gaming, so check it out using the link in the description of the video or in the pinned comment. Yo, this guy is got a Sparky in his banner. We'll see what he's up to. Definitely want to ignite a fire under his butt and make sure he spams into us. So please go and fireball, you know, the wrong stuff. That would make me pretty happy so that we can go for a Royal Hogs. It's already good to see the Dark Prince out of cycle because that means, you know, that's one last answer for our piggies. I'm going to go for a Mega Knight here so we can eviscerate the Dark Prince a bit faster. And after we see Dark Prince and Electro Wizard, it's screaming P.E.K.K.A at me. So he's going to P.E.K.K.A any second, right? Ooh, he's got Mega Knight. Did not expect that. Dark Prince and Mega Knight in the same deck. This is some sadistic and sick joke, my man. Not the strategy we were looking to play against. Not gonna lie. So we're hoping that this Golden Knight is able to dash through and conveniently counter everything. Wow. Are you joking me right now? I had 8 Elixir and there was a Mega Knight, Mini P.E.K.K.A, and Electro Wizard all coming at me. I was able to shut them down. Yes, I said Electro Wizard. I said lick instead of Electro. That feels so bad. There's going to be memes about that. I can already tell you. We want to go in for the Royal Hogs as aggressively as we possibly can, so then he has to allocate Elixir on both sides. So if he goes in for a Dark Prince, then he also has to go and drop more Elixir in the other side to counter the Zappies. So I'm in a pretty good spot. I can't complain about how we are right now because I'm going to be in a damage advantage against someone that has a Mega Knight and Dark Prince to counter my piggies. My real win condition out here. If I can find a way to win, we'll show you guys. You can beat any mid-ladder strategy that might pop out of the wilderness. I'm going to go in for a Golden Knight here because I want to. I don't know if it's the right strategy. Doesn't look like it was a smart strat. Can I get a refund on that real quick? Because I don't have Elixir for this Mega Knight. Oh my gosh. All right, you know what I'm going to do? It was actually good because if I dropped a Mega Knight at the river, the Inferno Dragon would have melted it. But there were parental controls. Because I played so poorly, I didn't have enough Elixir, so then I was able to afford enough Elixir to counter the Inferno Dragon. I'm so dumb, I'm good. That's the strat. Be so stupid that your opponent can't predict you. These are the plays that you guys need to mimic. This is how you get to the next level of gameplay. I'm going to go for a Mother Witch in the back, and I'm not even caring about what he decides to do. It's not that big of a deal. We know he's got lightning in the deck. He's likely... Oh my gosh, wait, you're not going to get back to a Mega Knight, right? You're not going to be able to do it. You're going Mini P.E.K.K.A instead. This is so good for me. That's incredible. Look at that trade. And then I can pop through with the Golden Knight dashing onto the tower too. That insult to injury, baby. Okay, so all I need to do is defend this effectively with a Mega Knight, and then I'm hard chilling, which I think is very possible, especially since we've got the Zappies on deck. But yeah, we are going to lose the Mega Knight here, but we end up killing all of his stuff, and his Mega Knight is again out of cycle. So we're expecting him to likely go in for a Dark Prince so we can go for a Fly Machine with our Zappies and have the Fly Machine lock onto the tower first, right? Oh my gosh, that was really close. He had to go for arrows and Electro Wizard to finish that off. That is so sick. So we're going to go and activate King Tower with this Hog Rider, and I think that's great. I don't love the fact that he's got lightning because he could hypothetically lightning on my fisherman. So I need to make sure he didn't have enough elixir to do that, if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. I'm going to go in for the Golden Knight ability. Hopefully that's going to work out. It should dash onto the tower before the Inferno Dragon melts it. So yeah, that is nice damage. We will take that every day. Is he going to lightning? No, he's going to go in for his own Mega Knight. All right, interesting. I guess we just go for Mega Knight off to the side, and then we kill all of your stuff, and then, you know, we're kind of doing work. We're definitely doing work. We should be able to finish off his Mega Knight, turn that into a piggy with the King Tower activated as well. That's very nice. All right, we want to go in for 1 piggy in the right-hand side and 3 of them the other side. So then he has to go for Mega Knight to counter that. But if he drops a Mega Knight there, then our Mega Knight's going to go and jump for joy and just take out everything. Dude, he's not even responding to the piggies. Look at those piggies. It's actually going to take his tower. That's ridiculous. Isn't that preposterous to see? Y'all probably never thought that piggies would be able to take an entire tower by themselves, but that's how they roll. So he's going to Mega Knight, and then he's going to Hog Rider for sure. So I want to go in for a Fisherman here, and I want to Royal Hogs. And then I want to go and stop his Hog Rider with our Golden Knight, and then also our Zappies optimally, while we arrows him out and say, sayonara, sir. It was a fun game, but despite you having Mega Knight and Dark Prince, it simply wasn't enough. Maybe you should go and add a Fireball and a Bomb Tower in there as well. Seriously, that's what I think happens in Clash Royale. When people lose and they have a hard counter, they just keep adding counters so then they never lose against it again. You guys let me know your theory. Why does this guy have a Dark Prince and a Mega Knight in the same deck? Super overkill on the splash damage still can't stop the Super Piggies. So getting into this one, we're going to drop a good luck and see what this guy's up to. Definitely don't want to make any huge plays at the start. I can cycle 4 Elixir Golden Knight, but I can't go for Royal Hogs because my opponent could have a Mega Knight. That would be cataclysmic for me. I don't want to waste 5 Elixir at the start, get nothing, literally 0 damage on the Mega Knight, and then have to deal with a huge counter push. He's going to Fireball on me. I think that's a lot of Elixir spent. You dropped 8 Elixir, and you're also going to lose your Giant. You're going to lose your Dark Prince. You have to deal with the Mega Knight counter pushing. You're not going to have Fireball, and you're not going to have Dark Prince in cycle, so I can go for Royal Hogs immediately behind my Mega Knight. So this is what we want. This is the way that we like to play. Have your opponent overcommit into you, get their counters out of cycle, and then unleash the spam at the river. So there's a huge difference between just bridge spamming and then bridge spamming when you know that you're up. This is the type of spam that you want to do because when you go through, there's not much that your opponent could do but stare at the screen and say, well, probably shouldn't have overcommitted. I probably shouldn't have allocated so much elixir when I did. And we were just farming piggies. It's our ranch. It's our map. It's our tower. And yeah, this is ridiculous because when you get Royal Hogs and then you get Mother Witch piggies, it's a perpetual piggy offense that no one can stop. So his tower is dead. We're just going to walk with win. There's nothing he can do. When you're up elixir after your opponent overcommits and this deck is counter pushing, you can't be countered. We're starting off the day at 6,000 in the world. So we got a game against Johan. We definitely do not want to make the first play with this deck. We sit back and relax and watch our opponent's elixir flow into us. But if he doesn't want to cycle a single thing until double elixir, the game gets a little bit boring. So just for the sake of cycling, we will go for a fly machine in the back. If you just don't want to cycle anything, I'm not going to wait around. I'm not going to waste my time out here. Wait, he waited for so long before dropping the Electro Wizard. Was he snoozing? That's incredible because now he's going to be down like 2 elixir. That means that our Royal Hogs were essentially like half off or something. That's kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to get a lot of damage with the piggies on the tower. I can go in for a Fisherman on top of Electro Wizard and minimize the amount of value that he can get. And, P.E.K.K.A, Lumberjack, and Electro Wizard. This screams Balloon Freeze at me. It really does. So I'm going to try to Mega Knight in the other side to get some value. Please don't have Inferno Dragon. Please don't have Inferno Dragon. I just am begging you. Don't have that card. Okay, cool. Because I was going to say, like, I need to save my Zappies on defense against the P.E.K.K.A for an optimal transaction here. You guys haven't done this before, just drop your Zappies in the middle and watch as the P.E.K.K.A is like, wait, I got 2 swords, but I can't throw them at the Zappies. Like, what am I supposed to do? I just get zapped at all points in time. It's super fun if you are the player on our side, not so fun on the opponent's end. I'm going to go in for a fly machine and just kill the balloon with only 1 hit on my tower, which isn't that bad at all. And we've got piggies counter pushing and tanking for the flying machine and the Mother Witch, which is out of this world value. It's so nice to get the piggies as like free tanks because you're not even spending elixir. It's like the spawners that move. That's cool. Anyway, I'm going to go in for a Golden Knight here. I was hoping that we could get a pig from the Electro Wizard. It didn't really work out. It's fine though. He's going to go in for another 4 elixir cost card on top of the Golden Knight, which is not going to give him anything. And it's out of cycle with the balloon, so now he's even going to get less of a value. Maybe we can get the P.E.K.K.A from him by going in for that. Yep, nice. He's not going to have P.E.K.K.A and cycle. What if we split up our zappies here? So then we make sure that we preclude the potential from spamming on either side. I like that a lot more. I can also go in for a Mother Witch here. I'm expecting him to go all in with a balloon, which is totally, you know, fine. I'm okay with that. I go in for a Fisherman here, pull your P.E.K.K.A into the 2 zappies, then make sure that
I immediately regret my decision.
Fly Machine. Oh, wait, you're clean with it, man. That was really smart. Gotta give you credit. Did not expect you to do that. Also didn't expect you to freeze. So I think I'm going to lose my tower, to be honest with you guys. He definitely played really well and deserved the tower. Maybe he's not going to be able to take it, though, because freeze doesn't do enough damage to take the tower. Oh my gosh, 16 seconds remaining? Are we just going to hold the door? Well, this man's like, wait, I hate this game. This is why I hate freeze. I'm a little bit toxic, but at the same time, like, I think people that run Balloon Freeze Lumberjack do deserve it. If you can't do enough damage to take the tower at like 2 HP, it's just straight up miserable. That's why there's a ton of top players that refuse to run decks without a big spell. We're continuing the climb at 5,100 in the world. So TZ had a rocket in his banner. He's kind of teasing me with his weird strategy running rocket. It's kind of awkward now because it used to be one of the best cards in the game. And now, after the nerf to tower damage, you get spell cycled by minor and poisons way faster, so you can't run rocket as a win condition anymore, which I'm thankful for. I know a lot of people that love rocket are just like, you killed the card, Clash Royale. And honestly, I think they did hurt it a little bit too much. But it is what it is. And I don't think TZ is going to be teasing us with rocket today, despite him having it in his banner. It's more of a badge of joy and more of a remembrance for the card that it was before. This guy is going to have Royale Recruits, or is he going to have Graveyard? Because he's showcasing Bar Putt. You never run Bar Putt unless you're running Recruits or Graveyard decks. So I want to save my Mother Witch and not showcase that until the last possible second. I need him to go in for a bad Graveyard and overcommit and feel like a fool. He's going to lose most of his stuff here. If I like overcommit in the right-hand side and give him a perception that he's up a lot of elixir, he's likely going to go in for a terrible Graveyard. Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of going for this Golden Knight here. I think it is the right play. I just want to kill the Barbarian Barrel a little bit faster so then the Mega Knight jumps on the tower, or at least presents our opponent a position where they have to spend more elixir going in for the Tornado. Okay, so he's down a lot of elixir and he's down a lot of damage. He doesn't feel good about himself. He wasted a Tornado on defense that did nothing, so feels pretty good to be me. I'm going to go for a Fisherman to tank for the Baby Dragon, and I think he's going to Graveyard any second. It's not Royale Recruits. He would have dropped them by now. So if I go Royal Hogs on the right-hand side, you're going to have to go for a Bar Putt because you don't have Tornado in cycle. Then I can defend your Phoenix with either a Fly Machine or Zappies. And then that Fly Machine or Zappies will also kill the Barbarians as well. So I'm stoked for this. I'm getting the trades that I want. I'm thinking through every interaction and making sure that I don't drop a card at the river knowing that, oh, wait, my opponent has a counter. No, he doesn't have a counter to this. Let's go, piggies. Okay, so this is great because we can go for a Mega Knight as well. And notice my positioning of the Mother Witch. It's pretty far away from the skeletons. I didn't drop it in a spot where if he froze the Mother Witch, he would be able to have it fully surrounded by skeletons. That's, I think, the most important thing when you're running Mother Witch is drop it a little bit further back, sometimes like near your King Tower. So then if they activate King Tower, then you automatically win. But, you know, make it a little bit more hard for our opponent to get value from their cards. I'm going to go for a Mother Witch on offense because if we stay on offense, then my opponent can't ever go for a Graveyard, so I don't need to save it for defense. If you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. If he has no opportunity to go on offense, do I even have to defend? The answer was a resounding no. Oh my gosh, he is frustrated. You guys can tell he's fuming by his emojis. He is not having a good time dropping that Graveyard Freeze counter on defense. If you go in for a freeze on defense, that precludes any potential for you to go on offense because that is the card that you need. So I'm going to go in for a Mega Knight here. I'm going to drop it as soon as the Dark Prince gets a little bit closer so we can minimize its HP and maximize the health of the Mega Knight because it gets less damage on top of the Mega Knight. I'm going to go in for another Mother Witch here. I kind of need to expect him to go in for a Barb Barrel, so I'm going to go in for a Fisherman here to go and try to protect our stuff. He's going to go for a freeze. I don't know if that worked for him. I'm going to go for Zappies and keep the Mother Witch alive, get another Piggy from the Barbarian optimally. No!
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
No! Zappies, you legitimately had one job. You failures. I'm so disappointed in you. Anyway, doesn't matter that much. We go Royal Hogs. We go in for Fly Machine. And it seems like this game's going to take a little bit longer, but we've definitely won it. My man cannot stop the piggy party, and he has to part ways with his towers because we accumulated way too much stuff from the right-hand side. Took a little bit longer than I wanted, but that's what happens when your opponent's got Graveyard, Freeze, and Barb Hut. Winning that one puts us at 4,044 in the world. It's cool to see a ton of 4s in our rank, which is pretty dope because 4 is one of my favorite numbers. So we got a game against Brandon. He's going to be going for a fire spirit. Let's get that mother witch down, collect those piggies, and see what he's up to. So if we can get 3 piggies, then we're creating a little bit of a fairy tale up in here. And he's going to go in for Goldenite. So generally when we see Goldenite and Archers, I'm expecting it to be an Electro Giant deck, but I can't guarantee anything right now. One thing is for sure, we don't know what he's going to do. It's a ladder. People are insane. So he's going to have Fire Spirit, and he could go for an Electro Giant if I overcommit right now. He's going to have a regular Giant. See? These are the things that I'm talking about. You guys might have thought it was a regular Electro Giant deck that you've seen a bajillion times. It's not. It's anything but. It's a Giant deck. Probably Giant Graveyard or something insane. Ooh, do I click the ability? Likely worth it. I think it's worth it because we can kill the cannon and then go for Royal Hogs on the other side and then still force out extra elixir with the Zappies. Dude, watch the Zappies right now. You might think the Royal Hogs are a win condition. Nah, the Zappies permanently tickling the tower. That is insane. 1,500 damage from those Zappies almost. So we know that our opponent has a Giant Graveyard deck from the looks of things. So I do not want to be overcommitting. I don't want to be going in for my Mother Witch, and I don't want to be cycling my Fisherman. Those are the 2 cards I need to be holding at all costs, because that's what's going to save my butt when he goes in for the Giant, so I can activate King Tower and then also potentially just stop all of the obnoxious cards coming through with the Skeleton swarming my tower. So he could go for the Golden Knight ability. Not really scared about that. The Mega Knight's super thick anyway. Sometimes it just doesn't even go through. But if I go for Mother Witch aggressively, I don't know if that's a bad decision. I do get a Piggy. That tanks for the cannon as well, so it gives me a bit more damage. And then I can go for a Golden Knight. So if he can't Graveyard, I can cycle my Mother Witch, right? If I keep up the offense and I can get back to another Mother Witch, it makes sense for me to go for the Mother Witch at the river then. Usually when I'm in a bad defensive footing, I'm not going to go for my Mother Witch at all. Alright, so I can go and click the Golden Knight Dash. I don't know if that's going to give me anything. I was hoping to drop Archers for whatever miracle I was thinking, but did not work out. We're going to go for Archers, counter with arrows here, and then I think I can get a Mega Knight down just to be able to kill his Golden Knight before it dashes on our tower, and then get counter push with the Fisherman and the Mega Knight on the same side. He's going to go Cannon. How do we break through this cannon? I think we Fly Machine early because we can snipe the building in the middle with the Fly Machine there. And he can't go Archers because they would just die to our Golden Knight, they die to our Mega Knight, and anything else just gets pulled, right? Yo, he's going to lose his Archers. He's going to go out of his mind right now when we are able to go in for a Golden Knight and pull his Golden Knight closer to us. I don't think he has any answer whatsoever. I'm going to go and use the Golden Knight Dash because I can hit the cannon and the skeletons to eviscerate things faster. And look at this disaster. The Fly Machine is forcing out a tornado, so it's literally at 0 HP. And I think our opponent's going to join our Fly Machine in the depths of despair. Everything is going down. And, you know, I think our medals and trophies are going to go up. So it feels pretty good. GG and well played, and I can't believe we played against someone with a Golden Knight Giant deck, something I've never seen before. With a random cannon too, this guy cannonballed some of the craziest cards all in one deck. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an incredible rest of your day.